Good day, everyone. Today, we're gonna present the result of our work on eco-criticism in the movie called Annihilation. Our group consists of three people named Yunda, Aji, and me, Kiki. So let's start. First definition of eco-criticism based on the Carl von Wyk Journal. As the study of relationship between literature and the physical environment and formalized as a literary theory in the late of 1970s that have concerns in the human-induced environmental degradation that which has forced humans, especially artists, to reevaluate their relationship with nature. So, here it can be explained that humans are actually something that can only regulate or protect the nature by reminding each other if there are other humans who are destroying the nature or the environment. So, how does nature depicted in this movie? We argue that the nature, in this case the shimmer, resembles how cancer is developing and lives in human body. At the beginning of the movie, a meteor, in this case alien, fell down on Earth exactly at Mercosur. Now, the scene continues with alien started to do its own thing, perhaps infecting the local area. Finally, the scene changes with Lena explaining about cancer cell. So, how the phenomenon in this movie connect with Lena's lecture is relatable. Now, the question is, how can we say that the nature here resembles as a cancer cell? We found some evidences on how this movie illustrate the infected nature behave like a cancer cell. From our group discussion, we found out that the area X portrayed as the part of human body that infected by cancer. One of the evidence is the scene when Lena and her team found a strange plants. She said that some part of the plant looks strange and different from other part, even though it grows from the same branch and the same type. The plant that different from other plant is a plant that contaminated by the radiation. It is depicted about the part of human cell that infected by cancer. The cell which infected is look different with other cell, although it came from the same source or the same human body. Next, the other evidence that we found is how nature duplicates Lena identically. The blood that moved out from Lena's faces and then comes into the weird thing in front of her. This showed us about the foreshadow or the step from the cancer itself, because the cancer cell needs something to distract their cell for continuing to spread their cell. Start with a little or small blood and then make it into a big area at our blood or bodies. Then, the second phase of these evidences is about how the cell of blood can split theirself into many form. The second one into many cell bloods which have been contaminated by a cancer cells. Then, the last phase is about how Lena has her cloning that have been made from the cancer cells, which make cancer cells resembles the original blood possessed by humans themselves. Until finally, these cancer cells became parasites when they overload cells or defeat the original cells of our own blood. These cancer cells are able to divide very quickly until they do not know the initial symptoms they experience. Now, let's see the human-nature relationship in this movie. We argue that this movie got a certain ideology behind its relationship. Thus, we connect it with social ecofeminism. So, what is ecofeminism? It's a study that involves eco-criticism and feminism into one. When we combine it with social ecofeminism, it's a symbolic coding nature that reinforces being the domination of women and nature. So, why ecofeminism? Why does this movie relates to social ecofeminism when we depicted the nature with its relationship with human? So we found out that the ideology behind it is women as the one who tamed the nature. Previously, there were armies descended to go on a mission to make a research over the infected area, also known as the Shimmer. The armies were all men, including Lina's husband, Cain. Sadly, they have failed the mission tragically. All of them were dead. Cain was replaced by his artificial form from the Shimmer. Well, unlike the previous team, Dr. Fender's team, who consists of four women with distinct background, investigate the Shimmer cleverly, including Lina herself. Although almost all of the members die in a tragic way too, Lina is the one who survived from the attack of the alienated nature and thus exploited the alien itself, making the Shimmer back to where it's supposed to be. We can see how these two groups are very distinct in handling the Shimmer. Okay, so we know that Lina survived in this Shimmer. Although it seems that they are all dead, notice how Dr. Fendra's group investigate the place carefully. Rather than the military group doing research blatantly, for instance by slitting their friend's stomach. Although, yeah, maybe it's for research purpose, but it's not as clever as the team one. And thus, we argue that this movie has something to do with social ecofeminism, women and nature being dominant. Nature murdered the army group. Men are not capable of handling the infected nature. But on the other hand, Dr. Fantra's group cleverly investigated the infected area, leaving Lina in charge at the end of the conflict and handled it with a success. So that is all from us. Thank you for your attention and have a good day. Thank you.